This episode of My Two Satoshis is brought to you by the AABB Gold Token. Backed 100% by physical gold, this gold token gives you all of the benefits of a precious metal or crypto asset while maintaining the potential for price appreciation from both markets. Earlier this year, the AABB sold its mining operation to generate revenue and secure a significant quantity of gold bullion to back this token 100%. Go to aabbgoldtoken.com for more information.
This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis.
It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another My Two Satoshis. We've got a short squeeze on our hands, and man, Reddit is going crazy over this move up. They're calling it Uptober since it's the first day of October and the first day of a new quarter. So are there some parallels there? Possibly, but we'll take a look at that. We got the stock markets are up today as well. They were down earlier this morning, but turned around fairly quickly and are going in the same direction as the crypto markets. So we'll take a look at the equities really quickly as well. But as you guys can see here, crypto up heavy today. Bitcoin up 8.7%. Trading at $47,821, almost hitting $48,000 Bitcoin on the way for sure. Ethereum is up 8.3%. Solana is up 15% today. I told you guys buy Solana about a week or two ago with their blockchain being frozen because of a catastrophic issue. Listen, you can fix these things, right? As long as no money was lost, you can pause it, fork it, and learn from that. And I'm sure they're going to come back stronger and better. So that's why I was telling people to go ahead and buy Solana on that dip from that news. Good for those who did that. I think we're heading back toward all-time highs with Solana very soon and passing them as well. So something to really keep in mind. DOT is up 11.4%. Wow, trading at $31. ADA is up 5%. I don't like that coin really at this point. We'll have to see what they do. Show improved time. But Doge up 8%. So as you guys can see, a commonality here is that most of these cryptos are up at least 8% today.
Before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this.
And again, you might be asking, like, technically, what does this look like for us since I last did a video on the technical analysis and someone came in and saved the day? We have seen a full breakout of the pennant, and we are moving up aggressively. Buy the effing dip. Well, maybe that guy from the other day was correct. Well, I'll say this. I do think we are turning a direction upward now. The probability is definitely heading in the direction of we're heading higher to try to test this red line here. The only last scenario you need to look out for, and you know, this is a stretch, but for possible head and shoulders, that's the only thing I can see left here. There's a head, there's the left side of the shoulder, and here could possibly in this region be the right side of the shoulder. That's a classic move where you see us head back further down, but at this point it's too early to even entertain that. I need to see more days of trading, and then I can maybe assess a new pattern evolving there. But at this point, it is definitely bulls on, risk on. It is going ham right now in the crypto market. So definitely look to sell into this a little bit. Not selling you to sell everything, but sell a little bit into the rallies. Again, you buy on red days, sell if you want to sell. If you have the inkling to sell anything, it should always be on green days like this. So the markets are definitely overlooking what happened earlier where we had a hack occur over at Coinbase. Crazy situation here because Coinbase has one of the best infrastructures for security, even though it's a centralized exchange, a custodial account managed. I tell beginners, you want to keep your money somewhere safe, it would be with a Coinbase. But even they aren't exempt from hacks, ladies and gentlemen. No one is, to be quite frank with you. So not your keys, not your cheese. It takes more effort for you to hold your own private keys and take care of your own wallets. But this is what happens when you don't do that. Okay, Coinbase says hackers stole cryptocurrencies from at least 6,000 customers. And it looks like hackers stole from the accounts of at least 6,000 customers from Coinbase, according to a breach notification letter sent by the cryptocurrency exchange. The hack took place between March and May 20th of this year. So this is an old hacked. Wasn't even aware of this, but this is finally being publicized. Unauthorized third parties exploited a flaw in the company's SMS account recovery process to gain access to the accounts and transfer funds to crypto wallets not associated with Coinbase. So they said we immediately fixed the flaw and have worked with these customers to regain control of their accounts and reimburse them for the funds they lost. So this is one caveat or one good point to have your money with an entity like Coinbase, because in cryptos, once those funds are gone, they're gone forever. Can't restore them. There's no real insurance, a global insurance program for something like that. You have to rely on the entity that's holding your funds to have the proper insurance or enough cash to insure something like this. So looks like that's what's happening with Coinbase. That's probably why the markets aren't even looking at this, because this hack happened many months ago, but it's just now being publicized here. And if you think about it, it's a very small amount of users, 6,000 users versus how many users they have in total, 68 million users, right? It's from 100 different countries. So this was a drop in the bucket, and is probably the reason why the biggest centralized crypto exchange hasn't had an impact on the markets like that. But what has had an impact on the markets, ladies and gents, is a short squeeze that we've seen. $270 million worth of shorts liquidated because they thought that we were heading lower. I wasn't shorting. I was definitely in that camp as well, but I am not shorting Bitcoin, right? Only in very small amounts if I were to ever do that. Be very careful with shorting Bitcoin. You got to know what you're doing. So we got a classic short squeeze. Will this short squeeze continue and last? They typically don't. They're normally violent moves, as you guys can see here. That is a violent move. I'm just going to zoom in there so you can see this. That is a violent move there in the span of literally the breakout period was over 12 hours, but we saw a move of over 8% for Bitcoin. That's a huge move in 12 hours to happen. That's what a short squeeze looks like. Very violent in very short period of time. So for those who may not understand what that means for a person that's going short, they're going short because they believe the markets are heading lower. They borrow from their broker and promise to pay them back in the future, hopefully at a lower price, so they keep the difference. That's all a short is. And so to protect your short, right, because you don't want unlimited losses there, you have a stop loss. So that stop loss is essentially an order to buy back those shares or stocks or Bitcoins, cryptos, whatever, at a particular price. And the act of doing that, you have to literally buy back that particular asset that you're shorting, which causes even more pressure. So you got the people that are short that need to buy back, and that's creating buy pressure. And then those who are just naturally on the bull side, they're buying as well. So it's a double whammy there for the markets. And that's what we have here is a classic short squeeze. How long will it last again? Who knows? But I would definitely say it's given additional life to the markets and turned us into another direction short term. The only other area I have to target and watch would be $50,000 Bitcoin range. That would be the only last thing I see in our way as far as a pattern being created for head and shoulders, as I've just drawn here with those 3 circles. So this guy, Daniel Joe, illustrates it perfectly on Twitter with this picture of what a short squeeze looks like and what happened with Bitcoin and the shorts that occurred. Bitcoin's price just goes crazy. BTC short liquidations head up at the same time. So that gives you some correlation with the price move up. So that is why we saw that move. Now the question is really just about whether or not the markets can sustain this move up. It's to be seen. I can't give you a yay or nay. Again, the only target I have for resistance at this point will be around $50,000. And we will see what happens there. If it blows right past 50,000 and we take out $53,000 Bitcoin, then we are for sure in a new pattern on the way back up towards all-time highs. But if we can't get past 50K, we could be setting up for a head and shoulders, as you guys see on the screen. These patterns are typically not a good sign. So we'll just have to see what happens. And before we get out of here, I do want to show you another bullish or potentially bullish sign for cryptos is that the SEC, I talked about this the other day, the SEC just extended 4 Bitcoin ETF deadlines by 45 days. So that is, to me, a good sign, because that means they're actually thinking about it instead of just literally saying decline we won't do another crypto Bitcoin ETF, which that was the action you saw them take years ago, back in 17, 18, all the way up until now. At least they're extending deadlines. So that means they're really thinking about it. So we'll see what happens with that as well. I'm going to leave y'all with this tweet for today. This is pretty neat. Most of us believe that cryptocurrencies with an actual use case / utility will go parabolic this month. It all starts with Bitcoin. That's so true. Unfortunately, it's not even a good thing in my opinion. I've been saying this for many years. Like, I wish that the use case utility crypto tokens would decouple from Bitcoin's price action. There literally is no reason for it to be tied to Bitcoin, but it is. So we have to wait for big moves like this by Bitcoin to usher in even bigger moves by the altcoins. All right, that's pretty much it for today. Look at Bitcoin still climbing, is up 9.6% now. If you found this video informative, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here, people. Holla!